The silence is over. The Chosen Season 6 trailer has finally arrived, and it's already breaking hearts and blowing minds. Every frame feels heavier. Every word feels final, like we're standing on the edge of something sacred and heartbreaking. Fans have waited months for this moment, and now the trailer confirms it. The story is reaching its most emotional chapter yet. But hidden beneath the powerful moments and familiar faces are subtle clues, small details that hint at betrayal, sacrifice, and redemption in ways we've never seen before. This isn't just another season. It's the turning point of the Chosen universe. Season 5 left us with emotions that were impossible to shake off. We saw Jesus continuing his ministry, performing miracles that moved both believers and skeptics. The disciples, once simple fishermen and tax collectors, now carried the heavy burden of spreading his word, and the pressure began to show. Friendships were tested. Faith was shaken. Peter, torn between his loyalty and his fear, struggled to understand what was coming. And Mary, with her quiet strength, became a reminder of hope in the middle of growing darkness. But what made Season 5 unforgettable wasn't just the miracles. It was the human side of divine moments. The creators showed us not only the power of Jesus, but also the doubt, exhaustion, and confusion of those who followed him. Every episode hinted that the peace they had found would not last. The tension was building like a storm on the horizon. Now, as the trailer for Season 6 opens, that storm is here. The tone is darker, the music more haunting. The camera lingers longer on faces we know, their eyes filled with both love and fear. The trailer doesn't waste time reminding us where we came from. It shows us how far we've fallen, how much further there is to go. You can feel it in the silence between words, in the trembling hands, in the half-lit scenes that say more than dialogue ever could. The world around them is changing, and so are they. The disciples have seen enough to believe, yet what's coming next will test that belief like never before. This first glimpse reminds us that The Chosen has never been about simple retelling. It's about emotion, faith, and the human cost of divine purpose. And as we move deeper into the trailer, one thing becomes clear. Every moment we've witnessed has been leading to this. The miracles, the teachings, the laughter, the tears, all of it was preparation for the heartbreak and hope that season. 6 promises to deliver. The trailer doesn't just show us what's coming, it feels like a message. Every scene is built like a painting, filled with meaning that goes far beyond the surface. It opens with a quiet moment, Jesus standing alone, the wind moving through the desert air. There's no dialogue, just silence. But that silence screams louder than any words could. It tells us something has changed. The peace we once knew is gone. A storm is moving closer with every heartbeat. The next few shots come fast. The disciples walking through crowds. Roman soldiers tightening their grip, faces filled with fear and confusion. But what truly stands out is the color palette. The warm golden tones of previous seasons are fading into gray and blue, like hope itself is starting to dim. It's not just a change in lighting, it's a change in tone. The story is turning darker, heavier, more real. And then comes the most powerful image. A single candle being blown out. It's quick, almost easy to miss, but fans who know the story understand what it means. Darkness is about to take over, at least for a while. This tiny moment might be one of the most symbolic shots in the entire trailer, representing the end of calm and the beginning of suffering. We also see a brief glimpse of Peter, his face full of pain, his eyes restless like he's fighting an unseen battle. In another shot, Mary looks toward the horizon, tears forming as light breaks through the clouds. It's as if she already knows what's coming. In between these emotional fragments, we hear Jesus' voice echo softly, "Do not be afraid." But the way he says it feels different this time. Not as comfort, but as preparation. The trailer doesn't show the big moments directly. Instead, it lets us feel them. Every cut, every frame builds tension. Even the music carries hidden meaning, a single heartbeat rhythm underneath the orchestra. Growing faster as the trailer goes on, it's not just background sound, it's a countdown, a reminder that something inevitable is approaching. Then, for a few seconds, everything stops. We see a wide shot of the city, the crowd below, and Jesus walking slowly toward what feels like destiny. The screen fades to black, and then a voice whispers a line we've never heard before. It has begun. That single phrase changes everything. It's not just the beginning of Season 6, it's the beginning of the end of this chapter. Fans who've followed since the start know what's coming, but even knowing doesn't make it easier. This trailer doesn't just promise emotion, it promises transformation. The calm, the faith, the miracles, all of it has been leading to this breaking point. And if the clues are right, we're about to witness The Chosen's most powerful and heartbreaking season yet. In The Chosen, the story has never just been about miracles, it's been about people. And in this trailer, the faces of those people tell stories even words can't capture. You don't need dialogue to understand the pain in Peter's eyes, the doubt on Thomas's face, or the quiet strength that Mary carries in every breath. The camera lingers on them longer than usual, almost as if it wants us to read their souls. Peter appears first, standing in the half-light, torn between guilt and duty. His expression says everything: the fear of losing his teacher, the weight of his own weakness, the haunting memory of his promises. Fans can feel it. This might be the moment before his greatest failure, the denial we've all dreaded to see. The trailer doesn't spell it out, but his silence speaks louder than any confession could. Then comes Mary Magdalene. Her scenes are softer, bathed in dim, golden light. She moves slowly, almost like she's walking through memory. In one fleeting shot, she looks up toward the sky, her eyes full of both sorrow and peace. It feels like she knows what's about to happen, yet she's already made peace with it. Mary has always been the emotional heartbeat of The Chosen, and here, she's not just a follower, she's a witness to the turning tide. Matthew's brief appearance is quiet but powerful. Once lost and uncertain, he now seems resolved. The way he looks at Jesus, it's not with fear, but with understanding. The camera holds that gaze for a second longer, as if reminding us how far he's come since the tax booth. In just a glance, we see the journey from doubt to devotion. John and James stand side by side in one quick shot, the sons of thunder.
How calm and steady.
There's no anger left in them, only purpose. The trailer shows them in silence, but that silence carries power. It's the kind that comes when men finally understand the cost of the path they've chosen. And then there's Judas. His scenes are the hardest to watch. He barely speaks, yet his every move feels like a secret. The lighting around him is different, colder, sharper. His smile doesn't reach his eyes anymore. In one chilling moment, the camera cuts to his hand, clutching something tightly. We never see what it is, but we all know. It's a reminder that sometimes the most painful betrayals come from those who once believed the most. Through these characters, the trailer reminds us that this story isn't about perfection, it's about struggle. It's about people caught between faith and fear, love and loss. Each look, each breath, each flicker of light carries emotion that words can't describe. This season isn't just continuing their journey, it's transforming it. Every disciple is walking toward destiny, and the trailer shows that none of them will reach the end unchanged. Every frame of The Chosen feels intentional, like it was designed not just to tell a story, but to make you feel it. And that's no accident. Season 6 looks like the most ambitious chapter yet, both in emotion and in craft. Dallas Jenkins, the man behind the vision, seems to be pushing every boundary, not for spectacle, but for truth. From the very first shot, you can tell something has evolved. The lighting is richer, the framing tighter, the silence heavier. The camera doesn't just show us characters, it follows them, breathing with them, feeling with them. It's as if the lens itself understands the weight of the story it's capturing. The way it lingers on Jesus' face, or slowly pans over a tear-stained crowd, shows a deeper layer of filmmaking, a kind that trusts emotion over dialogue. Dallas Jenkins has often said that The Chosen isn't a show about religion. It's a story about people who happen to be living through divine history. And Season 6 looks like the moment where that idea reaches its full power. You can sense it in the visuals, the way light and shadow play like a battle between hope and despair. Scenes that once felt safe now feel uncertain. The miracles that once inspired joy now carry a quiet ache because we know what's coming. What makes the direction so striking is its restraint. The trailer doesn't rely on explosions or chaos. It relies on silence, on stillness, on raw emotion. That takes confidence. And that confidence shows how much Jenkins trusts his audience. He doesn't spoon-feed the meaning. He lets us discover it. And beyond the visuals, the sound design deserves its own spotlight. Listen closely, there's a heartbeat rhythm hidden under the score, echoing through the trailer. It's not just music. It's tension, it's time running out. Combined with the slow rise of the orchestra, it feels like a symphony of faith and fear colliding. The production scale has clearly grown too. The crowd scenes look larger, the sets more detailed, and the cinematography has a cinematic polish that rivals major films. Yet, despite this growth, it still feels intimate, grounded in real emotion, not just grandeur. That balance between epic and personal is what makes The Chosen different from anything else on screen. Dallas Jenkins and his team aren't just recreating scripture. They're reimagining how it feels to live inside those moments. The dust, the fear, the hope, it all feels close enough to touch. You can tell the creators understand that faith isn't clean or easy. It's messy, painful, and beautiful all at once. As the trailer fades to black, one thought becomes clear. This isn't just another season of television. It's the continuation of a movement, a story told by people who believe not just in what they're making, but in why they're making it. And that belief shines through every shadow, every tear, and every heartbeat of Season 6. Time is the one thing fans of The Chosen have been fighting, waiting, hoping, refreshing their screens for any hint of when Season 6 will finally arrive. The trailer doesn't just tease the story. It signals that the countdown has begun. The long months of silence are finally breaking. The next chapter is closer than ever. Dallas Jenkins has hinted that Season 6 is on its way sooner than most expected, though the exact release date remains under wraps. The clues are there, a few interviews, a few behind-the-scenes shots, and even the structure of the trailer itself. Everything points to an early to mid-2025 launch window. And if The Chosen follows its usual pattern, we'll see a limited theatrical release of the first few episodes before they land on the Angel Studios app, YouTube, and other streaming platforms for global audiences. But this time, it's more than just a release, it's an event. Fans around the world have turned The Chosen into something beyond television. Watch parties, church gatherings, and even outdoor screenings have turned this show into a shared experience of faith, storytelling, and emotion. The release of Season 6 isn't just about new episodes. It's about a community that has grown stronger with every season. The creators know this. That's why the trailer feels personal, almost like an invitation. It doesn't shout, "We're back." It whispers, "Walk with us again." It reminds fans that The Chosen isn't meant to be watched once. It's meant to be felt, revisited, and lived through again and again. Distribution this season looks to be bigger and bolder. With Angel Studios expanding its reach, The Chosen is set to premiere in more countries, languages, and formats than ever before. What began as a crowd-funded project has evolved into a global movement, and Season 6 is proof of that transformation. Even streaming giants are starting to take notice, not because of flashy effects or celebrity cameos, but because of the storytelling. And yet, what keeps fans coming back isn't the scale, it's the heart. People don't just tune in to see what happens next. They come to feel connected to something real. The release date matters, yes. But what matters more is what this new season represents. Endurance, faith, and the promise that even in waiting, there's purpose. The excitement surrounding the launch is already building. Social media is overflowing with fan theories, breakdowns, and countdowns. Every still image from the trailer sparks hundreds of conversations. And when Season 6 finally premieres, it won't just drop quietly. It'll ripple across the world like a wave of emotion, from living rooms to theaters. From quiet prayers to loud applause, The Chosen's release has always felt like a reunion. It's not just between fans and characters, but between hope and humanity. And this time, as the clock ticks closer, that reunion feels more emotional than ever. The story is heading toward its most painful and powerful moment yet, and the wait, no matter how long, will be worth every second. When the Season 6 trailer dropped, the internet didn't just react, it exploded. Within hours, timelines filled with tears, prayers, and disbelief. Fans weren't just watching a trailer. They were experiencing something deeply personal. Every second felt like a reunion with characters who have become family, people who have laughed, suffered, and believed alongside us for years. Across social media, you can almost feel the collective heartbeat of the fandom. One viewer writes, "I felt chills before a single word was spoken." Another says, "I knew what was coming, but seeing it in the trailer broke me all over again." It's rare for a faith-based series to move the world like this, but The Chosen has never been ordinary television. It's something else entirely. From the United States to Brazil, from South Korea to Kenya, fans are united by the same reaction. There are clips of people crying in their living rooms, churches replaying the trailer on giant screens, and reaction videos where even skeptics sit in silence, moved by what they had just witnessed. This isn't just hype. It's impact, the kind that lingers long after the video ends. But what's most powerful isn't the scale, it's the connection. Fans see themselves in the characters. Peter's doubts, Mary's healing, Matthew's transformation. The Chosen has never preached at its audience. It's walked with them. That's why the trailer feels like a mirror, reflecting every struggle, every victory, every unanswered question of faith we all carry. And beyond the screen, the movement continues to grow. The Chosen has sparked conversations in classrooms, inspired sermons, and even led to volunteer projects in communities that found hope through its storytelling. The show isn't confined to its episodes anymore. It's alive in the people who watch it. Even critics who once overlooked it are now calling it one of the most authentic portrayals of faith ever captured on film. It's not about grandeur or perfection. It's about truth. Messy, emotional, and raw. The trailer proves once again that The Chosen doesn't rely on fame or fiction. It relies on feeling. You can see the fingerprints of the fans all over this success. Their crowdfunding, their passion, their word of mouth. They've built something that no studio system could have predicted. And now, as Season 6 approaches, those same fans are preparing for a story that promises to break hearts and heal them in the same breath. In every language, in every culture, the message is the same. This isn't just a show, it's a movement. It's proof that faith-based storytelling can be powerful, cinematic, and emotionally real. And Season 6's trailer reminds us that sometimes the loudest impact doesn't come from special effects. It comes from silence, from tears, from truth. The reaction isn't fading, it's growing, wave after wave. People aren't just counting down to a release date anymore. They're preparing for an experience that might change them. Because when The Chosen speaks, it doesn't just tell you a story, it reminds you that you're part of one. There's a certain silence that follows the end of the trailer, a silence that feels heavier than sound. Fans can sense it. This isn't just another chapter. This is where the story begins to break, and through that breaking, we'll see its greatest truth. Season 6 looks like it's leading straight into the most emotional moments in the life of Jesus. It's moments we've known since childhood, but never felt quite like this. One of the trailer's most talked about shots shows Jesus walking through a crowd. Eyes focused, the world around him blurring into chaos. Soldiers move in the distance. The music fades. It's as if time itself holds its breath. That single frame has sparked thousands of theories. Is this the beginning of his final journey to Jerusalem? Or the night when betrayal finds its way into a friend's heart? And then there's Judas, the quiet storm behind every frame. He's not shown much, but the little we see is haunting. The way his hands tremble, the shadow that crosses his face, it's a portrait of inner war. Some fans believe the trailer hints at his breaking point, the moment he chooses a path he can't turn from. The lighting around him tells a story of its own, colder, sharper, detached from the warmth that surrounds Jesus and the others. But it's not just Judas. There's a scene, quick and dim, where Peter seems to fall to his knees, his face lost in shadow. Fans believe this could be the first moment of his denial, or perhaps his prayer before the storm. The camera doesn't show what he sees, only his reaction, as if the audience isn't ready yet to witness what he's facing. It's that restraint that gives the trailer its emotional power. And then comes the line that no one expected, Jesus' voice. Quiet yet resolute, it must be done. Those 4 words hit like thunder. They confirm what we all fear, that Season 6 isn't just about faith or miracles anymore. It's about sacrifice. It's about walking willingly into pain to bring light where darkness rules. This trailer doesn't try to shock with violence or spectacle. Its real power lies in emotion, in what it doesn't show. The glances, the pauses, the unfinished words, they hint at what's coming. The betrayal, the arrest, the trial, the cross. But behind all of that, the promise of resurrection.